In this video, I'll be showing you how to build a polite rich banner using the Workspace solution. For this walkthrough, I'll be downloading the polite rich banner template. Now that it is saved, we can unzip the contents onto our computer. Here you'll find multiple folders with different sizes, and some containing video. Choose the one you would like to use. For this demo, we'll be using the 300 by 250 with video. In this folder, you'll find multiple folders for different assets. Here we have the index.html file, folders for the images, CSS, and JavaScript. I'll open up the Creative in my browser just to show you what it looks like. For now, we want to customize the ad, so we'll open up the index.html file in our text editor. In this file, you will see the code for the creative. In the head, we have a script tag that links to the EB-loader file. This is our core ad library and provides all the support functions for this ad to connect to the platform. Some other important code you will want to have is our click-through handler, which is called eb.clickthrough. This allows our platform to record the click when it is called, and it sends the user to the click-through URL, which we will later define in the platform. There is some other important code here. We have eb.userActionCounter. This provides a way to track user interactions, and we can define a name for it by changing the name. For now, we want to turn this template into a working ad, so let's do that. First, I want to change the background so my ad looks better. So let's use some assets our designers have provided to us. Here are my assets, and I will be using this video. I'll copy these assets into the relevant folders in the Creative. Now I want to remove the seismic text and logo and use my image instead, and set the width and height. Next is to remove the default buttons and place our own buttons. Now I have a click-through div, I need to adjust the styling so it covers the image. Now I'll comment out the button stylings and the background styling that we don't need. Now I'll link the click button global variable to the div. Now I want to change the video to match the video that I want. With that done, I can preview this in the browser and see how the panel looks. Now we can see that our ad is looking more to what we want it to be. Again, the functionality of some of the buttons won't work yet until you upload the final asset onto our platform. At this point, it would be good to look at lowering the file weight of the creative by using our HTML5 shared JavaScript libraries. You can find the information in our Help Center. Now we want to upload this onto the platform, so we can start getting it to trafficking. To do this, we need to zip up the contents of the directory. Make sure your main index.html file is in the root of the zip, and that the backup image is included in the zip. You can keep it in the images folder if you have one. Now with our zip, we can head back into the platform. Under the Manage menu on the left, go into the Ads section. In the Ads section, you will see a list of all the ads you have created. Click on the New button in the top menu. In the drop-down, there are various options here. The option we are after is to create new ad, here, so let's click on that. This will open up the new ad screen. Here you'll find details of your ad, including the ad size. At the top, you'll see a field for entering an ad name. To be able to organize your creatives better, it would be good to come up with a file name convention. One that we recommend is to have the campaign name, then the ad name, the ad type, the ad size, and the version. Next we select the ad format. There are a lot of formats here and it'll be different depending on what kind of creative you are making. For this demo, we are using the HTML5 polite banner, so we'll choose that. This will make more fields appear. In the Workspace section, click on Select. Another window will appear that lists out all the assets that have been uploaded into your account. You can also see all your files under the Creative Assets link under the Manage tab. We can select a pre-existing folder or create a new one using the menu at the top. You can also move, download, and delete files if needed, provided they haven't been attached to an ad already. So it's better to upload a new version rather than delete so that you don't affect any other ads. You can edit the name of the ad here if you want, but I'll keep it the same for this demo. Click Upload and provided the zip is correctly compressed, you'll find it here in the File menu. To be sure we can select the zip file as a workspace, it needs to have this red icon with a 5 to be a valid workspace. Highlight the workspace and press Select. Now you'll see that the ad size in the ad summary has changed and given us the size of the ad. Note that this is the billable size for the platform and not an ad load. The way this is calculated is that it adds up all the compressed sizes of all the assets in the workspace and only taking into account the largest video or additional asset. Next we'll select the default or backup image. This is shown when the browser doesn't support JavaScript, and for HTML5 creatives, use it to define the ad size, so please make sure the dimensions match the size of the ad. This is highly important as you need the size of the creative to match the placement size and vice versa, otherwise we won't be able to attach the ad for trafficking. Now you'll see our dimensions have been detected and shown in the ad summary. Next we set the click-through URL. For this I'll leave it as simek.com. Please put the full URL path including the HTTP, as some creatives won't work without this. Next, there are some additional settings you can select here. The download mode allows the creative to either show immediately or wait until the content is loaded before displaying. If the polite mode is selected, you will have the option to show the default image while the creative loads. Keep in mind that this will factor the default image into the file weight of the creative. Next, press Save. Now that it's done, it's best that we preview the creative to make sure it is working correctly, so we'll press the preview button to bring this up. Here you'll see the ad in the middle and information about the ad on the sidebar, including the ad ID, the size, the format, interactions recorded, and a list of assets used by the ad. I want to check that the creative clicks through correctly. Here it has tracked with the click being displayed and opened up the URL correctly. If nothing came up, it would mean something is wrong with the assets and I'll have to check over my code again to see if there's any errors. One thing I can do here is press the share button below to generate a link I can send to the client for approval. As a final step, I would email us at Simek to submit this to Simek's QA to make sure that the creative is thoroughly tested across multiple devices and working correctly. This ends our tutorial on making polite banners using the Workspace solution.